This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, a Beech Grove landscaper is afraid his business is ruined after the tools he uses to make a living were stolen overnight. Good evening, I'm Amanda Starantino. Only on RTV6, he's telling our Graham Hunter how this crime is impacting his family and what the community can do to help.
Michael Bishop left his work truck out here overnight. When he came out in the morning, it was gone, and with it, his livelihood and the way he provides for his family.
It just feels like I'm out here by myself trying to needle in a haystack.
Somewhere in that haystack is this teal 1994 Ford F-150. Bishop was in the process of buying it from a longtime friend.
He understood one vehicle for a family of four is kind of difficult.
Bishop still owes his buddy about $600.
Still got to pay him, so it's just man of my word, so I got to do what I got to do.
He was using the truck to build his landscaping business, hauling a trailer with mowers and keeping equipment in the bed.
I had 2 weed eaters, backpack blower, power washer, 2 chainsaws, and it's all gone.
The trailer with the mowers was found up the street from where it was stolen. A Beech Grove police spokesman tells me those trucks are stolen sometimes to be used to steal other stuff.
Like right now, I only have a mower to cut the lawns. I can't weed eat, I can't blow.
That's adding more stress to Bishop's predicament.
I'm afraid that I will lose clients over it because I can't complete the jobs.
And concern for his family.
Provides for everything, really. Yeah. The lights, the food.
With the truck gone, Bishop will have to use the family's remaining vehicle to work, which means his kids will have to make sacrifices.
No more extra activities, gymnastics for the daughter.
Bishop bought most of his equipment for his upstart company in the last few months.
17 hours a day for the last 4 months has, just went down the drain.
He's hoping to get back on his feet and hoping anyone watching might help.
I would at least ask the community to look for the truck and just help me locate that.
Reporting in Beech Grove, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Thanks for that, Graham. And Bishop says his equipment will always be locked up from now on. Beech Grove police are investigating the case and want to remind you to always lock your doors and remove anything from plain sight inside your vehicles. Now here's a live look outside from our tower camera in downtown Indianapolis. Kevin is tracking a return of humidity and possibly rain.
Yeah, those are 2 of the 3 changes coming our way tomorrow, as temperatures will also be warmer. We just don't cool off tonight. That humidity was up a bit today, but noticeably tomorrow. And the rain chances, although not significant, they're there starting in the morning. It's a better chance in the afternoon and evening. Some showers and thunderstorms in central Illinois, unlikely to really hold together. Temperatures well above average right now. 82 in Muncie, 79 in Indianapolis. First thing in the morning, out the door, dry with temperatures in the 70s and the humidity a little higher. If we see a couple of showers, Crawfordsville, Lafayette up to Delphi and Kokomo, 7 o'clock. By 9, they're fading away. We'll wait for the redevelopment in the afternoon hours as we move to the top of the scale as far as humidity.
After months and even years of complaining, neighbors on the east side of Indianapolis are finally getting results after turning to RTV6 for help.
I decided to call Channel 6 because, you guys are working for us, and it's been proven to me because every time I call, you guys get right back with me. So this is like our last resort.
People who live on Breen Drive say they've contacted the city countless times trying to get the crumbling road fixed. Ernestine Moy has lived in her home for 21 years. She says in that time, the road that leads to her house has fallen apart. As of this afternoon, her request from February was still listed as active on the city's online pothole map.
It's not acceptable. Because like I said, I called in February, and just a couple weeks ago, she said, "Oh, Mrs. Moore, I'm going to put you on the schedule," but they never did, so here we are.
And RTV6 contacted the city on Ernestine's behalf. While our crews were there, a Department of Public Works car arrived to survey her street. They say once a crew is available, they will start work on Breen Drive and 2 other streets nearby. If you have a problem and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. A new trail that leads to a popular Indianapolis park is raising safety concerns. Riding on the 56th Street Causeway Trail over Eagle Creek Reservoir has some cyclists terrified. Eric Holt says now that orange construction barrels related to the project have been removed, there are no safeguards protecting pedestrians and bicyclists. He says last night he and other cyclists witnessed a driver veer onto the trail to make a pass, then get back into traffic.
We waved at him, and he didn't even see us. He didn't even react that we were waving at him to tell him that, hey, you can't do that. And so that's frightening, honestly.
Eric is not alone when it comes to those fears. The Department of Public Works tells RTV6 after several complaints, additional funds will pay for reflective equipment along the white stripes separating the bike lane. Until that happens, DPW has requested temporary construction barrels to be placed along the trail again. Tomorrow, drivers will get a chance to get a look at changes coming to I465 on the south and southwest sides. The Department of Transportation plans to add one lane in each direction and improve entrance and exit ramps. Bridges will also be replaced at Madison, Keystone, and Carson Avenues, as well as the Mooresville Road Bypass Bridge. Work is not scheduled to start until 2021. And an open house to learn more about the project starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow at Decatur Central High School, followed by a presentation at 6:30. Cathedral High School and a former teacher have reached a settlement after that teacher was fired for being in a same-sex marriage. According to the teacher's attorney, the teacher wants to remain private and does not wish any harm on Cathedral. The Catholic Archdiocese says the settlement is between the teacher and Cathedral. Since the school was the employer, this has become a big issue locally. The Cathedral firing happened last month, just days after the Archdiocese split with Brebeuf for not firing a teacher who was married to a man. And two counselors at Roncalli High School say their jobs were jeopardized because they're married to women. And police say the death of an elderly man on the south side of Indianapolis is being investigated as a homicide. We have been following the investigation since around 12:30 this afternoon after police found the man's body inside a home on Union Street. That's southeast of Meridian and Pleasant Run Parkway. New at 11, a neighbor tells RTV6 he used to see the victim around the community.
Very nice man, always sat in his backyard, always waved to people as they went by. Again, he was not a member of this church, but he always made contributions, food-wise, money-wise, well-respected man.
Steve McGreevy says he has lived in the neighborhood for 7 years and nothing like this has happened before. Anyone with info is asked to call police. You can report a tip anonymously to Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. And right now, Metro Police are calling a case on the west side a death investigation. Officers found two men dead on the ground on Dexter Street just after 9 o'clock this morning. Detectives and the coroner say they did not find any apparent trauma on the bodies. A third man was taken to the hospital in good condition. An initiative to help people stop running from the law, clean up their records, and take steps to get out of the system will now be offered year-round in Marion County. The Safe Surrender program was temporarily implemented in 2016 and 2017, but is now permanent. A person with a warrant can turn themselves in at familiar places like churches. Pastor Stephen Clay says surrendering to a clergy member is a safer option.
I think the reason why anyone would want to turn themselves in is because the sheriff's office and the IMPD are going to do what they do. They are going to come and they're going to serve those warrants. I've been out on those details. That's not something you want to expose your family, your friends, or your loved ones to.
You can learn more about the program by calling 317-327-SAFE. The former Angie's List campus on the Near East Side is finally getting a new tenant after sitting empty for nearly 2 years. The Ball State Indianapolis branch of the College of Architecture and Planning is moving into a building along the Washington Street corridor. The program known as CAP has outgrown its current spaces. Ball State says the new location on Pine Street offers the space, technology, and configuration CAP needs. A new low-cost healthcare facility on the northeast side is ready to serve patients. The Jane Pauley Community Health Center held a grand opening today. The center is federally qualified, which means it serves people regardless of insurance status. There are more than 20 community health centers with Pauley's name on them on the east side of Indianapolis and in the eastern part of the state.
Putting a community center in a place where access was diminished, or where, your doctor is the ER. We all know that story. Well, the ER is fine in an emergency, but you come here and the doctor has your records in front of him, can prescribe and then see how you're doing on the next visit.
The center is inside the former marsh at 75th Street and Shadeland Avenue. Jane Pauley graduated from Warren Central before going on to become a network news journalist. Local students are putting the I in Fishers. Tonight, the city officially unveiled a new piece of public art inspired by fourth graders at Harrison Parkway Elementary. It's on the side of the Nickel Plate District Amphitheater Pavilion. Each letter represents something significant to Fishers or Indiana. For example, F shows the face of a tiger, representing the Fishers High School mascot. City leaders say the artwork will connect students to the community for years to come.
When we went to the students to get their ideas for what they'd like to see in their city, and I remember one student saying, you're designing all this for me, because in 20 years when it's all built, I'm going to be the one here enjoying it with my family.
I mean, it's really awesome that we got to be part of this project, and yeah, it's really awesome.
A grant from the Indiana Arts Commission helped fund the artwork, which looks fantastic. A local artist adapted the concept into the large-scale graphic print on the side of the pavilion. Helping small businesses get on track, the resource available for up-and-coming business owners. And you could be a lottery winner and not even know it. Next, what you need to know about a $50,000 Powerball ticket sold in Indianapolis. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Do not miss out on a lottery jackpot. 2 winning Powerball tickets sold in Indiana worth $50,000 each will expire next month. One mystery winner bought a ticket for the February 9th drawing at Pike Food Center on Pendleton Pike in Indianapolis. That ticket expires at 5:00 p.m. on August 8th. The other tickets sold for the February 2nd jackpot in LaPorte at Family Express on J Street. That expires at 5:00 p.m. on August 1st. Now you can find the winning numbers by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story. An Indianapolis family feels lucky to be alive after their home caught fire. Video from a doorbell camera shows flames engulfing their house on the east side near German Church Road and Washington Street. The fire happened last month, but the security company just released the surveillance. Mike and Jennifer Schlump happened to be sleeping downstairs at the time. They say that, combined with an alert from their doorbell camera, saved their lives.
Fire climbed the facade of the front of the house and then hit the attics, and from there it sort of flashed into that attic space, lit all that insulation that's up there, and that was when the smoke started entering the home. So if we had been asleep upstairs, we would have had fire in front of us and fire above us as well by the time those smoke alarms were ringing.
Very scary. The couple was able to escape the home. They're grateful their children were staying with their grandparents at the time. It appears a South Bend family may consider legal action after their toddler fell from a cruise ship window and died.
Why would you ever, in a kid's play area, put windows that passengers can open?
Attorney Michael Winkleman spoke on behalf of the family today and shared more details on what happened. He says Chloe Wiegand's grandfather placed the 18-month-old on a ledge by a glass wall, but did not know a window within the wall was open. Winkleman calls this a tragic accident that could have been prevented.
If they knew that there was a risk, if this was the Michael Jackson story where Michael Jackson's hanging the baby out there, clearly the parent is negligent, no question about it. But here, if you have a wall of glass, I don't think it's unreasonable to put a child there thinking that there was glass there.
The fall happened Sunday while the ship was docked in Puerto Rico. The toddler's body is now at the funeral home selected by the family. Hiring Hoosiers is committed to connecting you to the right job opportunity. Several will be available at a career fair tomorrow. It goes from 10 to 2 in the Grand Hall at the State Fairgrounds. Several companies will be there, including Harris Hoosier Park, Indiana Grand Racing and Casino, Raytheon, and United Health Group. The fair is free to attend and parking is also free. Shark Tank's Open Casting Call is 1 week from today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And in honor of the event, we're showcasing an IndyCar-themed business that's thriving thanks to a resource available to all entrepreneurs. Former IndyCar driver Sarah Fisher owns Speedway Indoor Karting and 1911 Grill. She used a loan program available through the Small Business Administration to jumpstart the business. Lenders say the program is a win-win.
Not only does the small business win because they get to put as little as 10% down, the community wins because it's a job investment program, and the lender wins because they get pretty good loan position with little investment.
Without the help of the SBA, to have that banking partner align with the SBA to help build it together, it would have been a really big challenge. So, we're thankful that 504 program exists for sure.
The two main programs are the 7A and the 504. 7A is a general loan program. 504 is for long-term fixed asset financing. For more info about options and requirements, go to hiringhoosiers.com. And to learn more about the Shark Tank Open Call at IMS, go to theindychannel.com. Gates open at 6 a.m. on July 16th. You are encouraged to fill out an application beforehand, and good luck. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett took a new mean green electric lawnmower for a spin today. The city unveiled the new electric environmentally friendly mowers at Frederick Douglass Park on the northeast side this afternoon. They do not produce any emissions and will help the city reduce its carbon footprint. City leaders say the mowers are a small but important step toward cleaner air and quieter neighborhoods.
I like that the mower and the grass match.
Nice and
color.
Green.
I would say this, the lawn mowing is slowing down now. We haven't had that much rain, so it's a little quieter. Okay, rain chances next 24 hours.
We could be seeing some.
And then we'll have a dry stretch after that. Off to the west, Peoria, Illinois, maybe with a thunderstorm. Very isolated, not expecting any severe storms overnight. These will try to come into west central and northwest Indiana with rain in the forecast. Don't forget, Storm Shield app, it is free. But when we don't have rain in the forecast, it's still helpful. You can find an hourly forecast on the Storm Shield app as well. Tomorrow, 40% chance for thunderstorms. Then, as temperatures come back down just for a couple days, Thursday and Friday, we're cooler and dry, and then we really heat it up as we go to the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow right at 90 degrees. Our two most comfortable days in the 7-day forecast will be Thursday and Friday. Then temperatures right back up above 90 degrees the way we see it second half of the weekend. Keep in mind, humidity will be rising. Temperature of 92 on Sunday. That's the actual high temperature. You factor in the humidity, though, and you're looking at weekend heat index values at about 95. Tomorrow, almost an instant sweat, especially in the afternoon with a little sun coming out. That humidity jumps, more tropical feel, and our thunderstorm chances go up as well. Humidity is one component to that. Any thunderstorms that develop may have some heavy rainfall potential. The fact that we've been fairly dry doesn't eliminate, but certainly lowers flooding threat. Terre Haute to Peru Northwest, slight risk for isolated severe storms. Damaging wind would be the main risk. Lower marginal risk for Indianapolis. There you go. You see how the temperatures, they start warm and they end warm. About a 20-degree climb from morning low temperatures to the afternoon high ahead of thunderstorm development. If we see any isolated thunderstorms in the morning, most likely in the northern third of the state, that's through 10 a.m. By 1, that's departing. The actual cold front is what will generate additional thunderstorms. Not everyone's going to see thunderstorm activity, but the threat will be there through late tomorrow night. Temperatures from north to south, a couple degrees warmer than today. We were so close to hitting 90 for the 7th time this summer, but just missed it with an 89-degree high in Indianapolis. If you're looking for a 7th, 8th, 9th, even 10th day at 90 or above, you'll find them all right there in the 7-day planner. Temperatures into the weekend and early next week continue the trend with dry conditions and warm temperatures. And I guess we could even transition to saying hot.
Hot,
yeah.
Yes. It's a nice change from the
hot.
Consistent rain, and now some sun.
Summer's here.
Well, we have Brad standing by with a look at sports, and we're talking Indians.
From Vero Beach to Venezuela, his baseball career has taken him to every corner of this continent and to another one as well. Now it's taking him back to the AAA All-Star game. We'll talk about Trayvon Robinson's long journey around the minor leagues coming up next on the News at 11.
Working for you.
And good evening, everyone. 4 Indians players will be part of tomorrow night's AAA All-Star game in El Paso, Texas. Among them is Trayvon Robinson. How he got there and how he ended up here has taken him all over this country and to another continent as well. Here's his story in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Here's a liner to left center field, and that ball is in the gap. It'll bounce to the wall.
It had been a long time coming to see something like this for Trayvon Robinson.
Here comes the throw. He's in there. Triple.
But now that he's here, he's making the best of this second chance. Or third. Or, well, let's just say a long road back.
It was plenty of times past couple of years, man, I just wanted to just give up. But I got a small circle, and everybody told me to keep going, and I just thank them.
At age 31, Robinson is old by AAA standards, but he's been in the pros since 2005, just 17 years old when the Dodgers drafted him. For a kid from South Central L.A., baseball was an escape from a life that was far from the bright lights of the big leagues.
I work hard to get out of where I came from, and for me to just give up like that, my mom would have been disappointed.
Robinson rose through the Dodgers minor league ranks. It would be a trade to Seattle that earned him his major league debut in July of 2011. Then his game leveled off. He spent most of the next 4 years bouncing around the minors again. By the end of 2015, he very nearly walked away from the game. But a chance to play in an unlikely place gave Trayvon a chance to find his game again. Spent a lot of time in Venezuela.
I was a little scared, but, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If it's something, can't be worse than where I grew up. I just strapped it on, and it turned out to be that's one of the most, collective people is the most beautiful people I ever met in my life.
After a couple winters in Venezuela, Robinson eventually got signed by the Pirates. The spring of 2019 saw him earn a spot here with the Indians. And now his time in Indy has him feeling like a kid again.
3-0, Robinson swinging, and he drills it deep down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. That ball is going to be gone, a home run.
Past couple years, at that time I was in the big leagues, I look back and I'm like, you know what, I just got to prepare. Prepare for the worst, prepare for the best, whatever. Just if you're ready, you got to stay. If you stay ready, you got to get ready.
So when your time comes, it's go.
It's gonna come. Everything will be all right. Everything will be good. You just got to keep going.
Get a look at all the places Trayvon has been just playing pro ball here in the States. 13 different minor league teams, along with his time on the Mariners' big league roster. When you add in the winter ball in Venezuela, it's part of 15 seasons now. We'll see if Pittsburgh gets added to this list before the end of 2019. Trayvon had gone 1,347 days between AAA home runs when he hit that one we just saw at the end there. This won't be his first AAA All-Star experience either. He earned a spot while playing for Albuquerque back in 2011. The Indians are back in action Thursday at Columbus. They're back home at Victory Field on Monday night. Hey, one more reminder, the ESPYs are tomorrow night right here on RTV6. The show starts at 8 o'clock, hosted by comedian Tracy Morgan, be followed by the news at 11. Time for our final break. We'll be back to finish tonight's news at 11 next.
Friday only at Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back. It's something that many families cannot afford during back-to-school shopping season, shoes. That's why the Salvation Army is stepping up to help fill that need. Today, the Fountain Square Corp Community Center hosted a free shoe fitting and giveaway for hundreds of students. The event is made possible thanks to a donor and a partnership with Shoe Carnival.
Well, keep the shoes dry tomorrow. Couple of thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. Then we're dry after that. High temperature tomorrow right at 90 degrees.
It's gonna get hot. You can go on your list of all your 90s days you've been counting.
Yeah, add to it. That'll be 7 tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Good night.